Subway Surfers is one of those rare mobile games that has become almost synonymous with the endless runner genre itself. A title that has managed to stay alive and relevant for well over a decade, continually reinventing itself with new updates while keeping its core loop instantly recognizable and addictively simple. At its heart, Subway Surfers puts you in the role of a mischievous graffiti-tagging kid, Jake, or one of his many friends you can unlock, caught in the act by a grumpy inspector and his dog. And the whole game is essentially one long chase scene as you sprint down the train tracks, dodging incoming trains, barriers, and other hazards while collecting coins, power-ups, and score multipliers. The gameplay flow is incredibly straightforward but deceptively deep, built around 3 lanes you can swipe left and right to move across, with swipes up and down for jumps and rolls. And the controls are snappy enough to feel responsive without ever becoming complicated, which is part of why the game's appeal spans across all ages and demographics. The progression system is primarily tied to distance, coin collection, and daily or seasonal missions that encourage you to change up your playstyle, like collecting letters to spell out words or achieving specific tasks within a single run. Coins serve as the main currency, letting you unlock new characters, hoverboards, and upgrades, while keys, introduced later in the game's life cycle, act as a sort of premium respawn token, allowing you to continue your run after crashing. What's clever is that these mechanics feed into one another. Hoverboards grant you a single crash immunity. Magnet power-ups pull coins from every lane. Jetpacks let you soar above the tracks while scooping massive coin bundles. And super sneakers let you leap over entire trains. All of these combine in ways that make even short sessions rewarding, because every run gives you a chance to gather enough currency to unlock something new. The story is thin, but it's really more of a framing device than a narrative. The rebellious aesthetic, the inspector, and the urban street vibe establish the atmosphere, while the actual longevity comes from the constant stream of updates and world tours that Kiloo and Saibo have released since 2012. Every few weeks, the game travels to a new real-world city, reskinning the tracks, trains, and backgrounds to reflect local landmarks and culture. This rotating art style is one of the most brilliant long-term strategies the developers ever implemented, because it keeps the game feeling fresh and visually distinct, even after thousands of runs. From a design standpoint, the art style leans heavily on bright colors, bold outlines, and cartoonish proportions, which gives it a timeless appeal. Subway Surfers doesn't try to look realistic. Instead, it embraces a playful, graffiti-inspired aesthetic with exaggerated animations that remain charming today. The music and sound design are upbeat and energetic, designed to push you into that almost meditative runner's flow state, with sound cues that make it clear when you've picked up a power-up or completed a challenge. The UI is clean and accessible, with big, easy-to-read icons, and the menus have evolved over the years to include more seasonal events, leaderboards, and unlock trackers. But at no point does the interface feel cluttered. On the technical side, performance has always been one of Subway Surfers' strongest suits. It runs smoothly on both high-end and low-end devices, with fast load times and consistent frame rates, something not every mobile game can boast, especially considering how much visual variety has been added over time. Monetization is definitely present, with in-app purchases for coin packs, keys, and limited-time offers. But it's worth noting that the game never feels unplayable without spending money. The ads are there, but usually optional. Watching one gives you a revive or doubles your rewards, so while the system encourages spending, it rarely feels predatory compared to other free-to-play titles. Replayability is practically endless because the game doesn't have a final level or a true end. It's about improving your score, unlocking new outfits, and chasing global or friends leaderboards. That's why Subway Surfers has become not just a mobile classic, but a cultural icon. It's simple enough for a 5-year-old to understand instantly, but it has enough speed, reflex challenge, and collection depth to keep players coming back for years. The community reception has been overwhelmingly positive, with the game consistently ranking among the most downloaded apps of all time. And the developers' commitment to keeping it alive with new tours and updates has built a loyal fan base. When you compare it to other endless runners like Temple Run, Minion Rush, or Sonic Dash, Subway Surfers stands out because of how much personality it injects into such a simple formula. The characters, hoverboards, outfits, and seasonal tours give it a sense of identity and progression that most of its competitors never quite matched. Looking back, it's fascinating to see how Kilo and SYBO managed to take a simple mechanic, swipe to dodge, and build an empire around it. The game even expanded into an animated series and merchandise, which shows just how much it transcended the usual mobile app lifecycle. It's a perfect storm of accessible gameplay, responsive controls, evolving art design, and clever monetization balance that makes it one of the longest-lasting and most beloved mobile games ever made. Subway Surfers isn't just an endless runner. It's a piece of mobile gaming history that still feels just as fun to pick up for a quick run in 2025 as it did back in 2012. That's all for today's review. We hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more, and we'll see you in the next one.